how other people treat you has nothing to do with you, and it's not for you to internalize. And I'm gonna say that again. How other people show up, how other people do things, whether it's negative or positive, it's not a reflection of you and a reflection of them. So with that being said, welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, high guidance, your favorite motivational teacher, and that's what we're going to talk about. So recently, you guys, I was on TikTok. Make sure to follow me on all social media platforms. All the information will be down in my description box below. Going live, and we were having a conversation about that, and you guys asked me to make it into a video on YouTube, and that's what I'm doing right now. You have to realize that when people are rude or when people are happy, regardless of what other people are doing, it is a reflection of their character. It is a reflection of their morals, whether it is right or wrong. And you have to realize that people only know what they've been exposed to. So a lot of times, a lot of people get upset and a lot of people say things like, oh, common sense is common, or I wouldn't do that to you. If it was me, I would have never done that to you. And nobody's invalidating your experience. But in order for you to be mature, in order for you to have discernment, you have to be able to look at other things the way other people perceive them. Everyone is not capable of doing that. So common sense is not common. You have to realize that just because you were raised a certain type of way, just because you think a certain type of way, people don't know that. So if people are not shown certain things, if people are not exposed to certain things, if people are not willing to learn, if people are not willing to accept things, they're going to be how they are. So if you can't accept them for how they are, if you don't like what people do, you don't have to. But going back and forth is unnecessary. You cannot change people. I've been very fortunate to have learned this really early on in life, and I thank God, my ancestors, and the people that were in my life who were able to instill that in me. And this is why I recommend these videos, because you will really be out here stressed and internalizing what other people do. Now, for example, me personally, nobody has ever bullied me to my face. How people have been shady and envious and narcissistic and done things to sabotage? Yes. Have I ever confronted them? Have I ever felt any type of way? No. Why? Because when you're a good person, when you're minding your business, when you're not out here causing problems with people and you haven't done things to hurt people intentionally, you don't have to worry about those things. Other women being shady, other men being weird, family members, friends, whoever it is, that has nothing to do with me. Like, people are dealing with their own insecurities. People are dealing with their own battles. And it's like, if people are not willing to acknowledge that they feel some type of way, because a lot of times it's not even about you that they feel. When people are envious of you, when people try to do shady things, it's because they're not confident. They don't feel beautiful. They don't think highly of themselves. Nobody who's beautiful, nobody who is smart, nobody who cares about themselves is going to just treat people nasty. You're not. I don't care who you are. You're not that girl. And it needs to be said. As you grow older, I'm 28. Grown people could say whatever they want because we're grown. We understand what we say, what we do comes with consequences. It's not your job to be worried about how other people want to treat you when it's negative. We're only focusing on the positive. I've been positive for 28 years, and I'm going to continue to be positive for the next 28 years. And the same thing goes with you. So when you watch these videos, take notes, drink your water. Okay, I don't know if you guys see, drink your water and continue to be a good person. Like, just because you're a good person doesn't make you dumb. Just because you choose to be nice and kind doesn't make you naive. The only people who think you being nice, you being kind, and you being loving are just evil people. Let's just call it like it is. Like, only malicious people, low vibrational people take advantage of people, try to be mean to people, try to hurt people and sabotage people. Like, other people going out their way to leave hate comments on your page. What does that have to do with you? Like, people do not be happy with themselves. And until people realize that they're unhappy, they're going to continue to do things. And not just that, people know what they do. When people leave hate comments in your comment section, they know what they do. When people make fun of your wig, when people make fun of your appearance, when people make fun of you as a person, they know what they're doing. Like, I'm not enabling nobody's behavior. Do not be over the age of 30 and think I'm about to enable your behavior. Now, if you're younger than me, that's different because, you know, everyone still has learning and growing to do, like, subconsciously. Most people don't really have this level of discernment until the age of 25. And if you do have it younger, kudos to you, but a lot of people don't. And you have to realize that a lot of people, like I said, can only internalize their issues from their perspective. So if people are not willing to be teachable, if people are not willing to listen to understand, if people are arrogant and prideful, you just got to either learn to be patient with people and, you know, take your time getting to know them, or you just have to let people feel how they feel. Like, other people being shady towards me, I've never cared, and I never will. You cannot allow people who don't contribute into your life to stress you out. If you think you're gonna stress me out, you're gonna have to pay me $200 trillion. And even still, when I take the money, I'm not gonna be stressed out. Okay, I'm gonna use that money and I'm gonna enjoy myself. Like, you have to realize that if people want to do the right thing, they will. If they don't, they won't. And a lot of times, some people do have to learn this the hard way. But after you decide that you're going to subscribe to this channel and watch these videos, you got to make a decision. I'm not with the back and forth. I'm not. Because it's just like, if somebody cares about you and respects you, you got to realize this. A lot of people who are mean and disrespectful, they don't respect themselves. If people cared about you and respect you, do you think they intentionally want to hurt and harm your feelings? Do you think they're not going to be honest with you? When somebody loves you, when somebody admires you, when somebody appreciates you, they're going to value your time. They're going to value your feelings. They're going to value your, expression. They're going to be considerate. If these people are not being considerate about how what they say and what they do affects you, you don't need to be concerned about them. And I don't care if it's your mom. I don't care if it's your dad. I don't care if it's your brother. I don't care if it's your kids. It does not matter. Like, you don't have to internalize how other people treat you once you realize you're not out here doing things to people. Now, if you're out here doing things to people, you're going to get karma. Like, people have to realize that, like I said, what you do, it comes with responsibilities. Negative, positive, short-term, or long-term. Like, nobody is about to be out here concerned about people, placing things that are not uplifting us. Like, there is so much more to life than struggle, trials and tribulations, trauma. And honestly, I want to make these videos more entertaining because it's about to be the springtime. It's about to be the new year. If you know, like, the weather is going to change. So are you. And that's what you have to realize. Like, we did not come here to be stuck. So whatever issues that we're going through, and that's going to be the next video, we're going to learn how to deal with it. We're going to come up with solutions, and we're going to keep moving forward. If you don't want to keep moving forward, send and share this video to somebody who does. But to be worried about people being negative, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Like, I don't know why people feel like they're so much more important or bigger than their plot. You never were, and you never will be. Not just that, a lot of these people need attention. So if they're not going to seek therapy, if they're not going to book a service and a session with me, your favorite mental health specialist, seek some type of assistance from a psychiatrist, if they're not going to, decide that they have healing to do, and if they don't want to do the work, because that's the thing. A lot of people want to be around you when you get to the fruits of your labor and celebrate you. But it's like, when you was going through things, nobody wanted to be there for you. No, people have to learn how to do things themselves sometimes. And not just that, the people that push you away, you be trying to be there for you. Like, you have to stop caring about people more than they care about you. Caring about people more than they care about you, you're going to be insane. And when you focus on something, when you become infatuated with something, I be struggling to say that word, infatuated for something, it starts to become unhealthy. So it's like, if people don't want to do the work, if people are not willing to sit with themselves, if people can't acknowledge that they feel some type of way, that they've been traumatized their entire life, or they're used to learning a certain way and they have to unlearn that information, it's no reason to be worried about them. I don't know. Like, I feel like as you grow older in life, you don't have time to be worried about those things. Like, there are real things that are going on that people are dealing with. Like, no, everyone in the world is not struggling. Everyone is not poor. Everyone is not suffering. I know the world tries to make it seem like that, especially in America, but there are a lot more people who are successful and wealthy and healthy than there are people who are struggling. The only reason why they glamorize the struggle is to keep people fear and to be in a low vibration and to keep people in control. But over here, nobody has ever controlled me, and nobody ever will, other than the Most High. Okay, amen. Ashe. And if you don't believe in that, believe in yourself. Like, you need to learn to realize that when you're doing the right thing and you're doing what you're supposed to do, you're going to go through things, but how you react and respond, learning to be patient and just continuing to have good character is going to outweigh any lie. It's going to outweigh any rumor, anything that anybody says or does, because eventually what happens is, when people try to go out their way to provoke you or harass you or point the finger on you or just gossip about you or just try to come up against you, all of that they put out is going to come back. And when it does, it's going to hit them like a bag of bricks. It's going to rock their world. And a lot of times, a lot of people haven't been on punishment before. A lot of people don't know what it's like to get discipline. I'm gonna keep it cute. I'm gonna keep it PG. A lot of people haven't been disciplined before. Some people never had their lights rocked off before. And I'm not promoting violence. I'm not saying the only way to discipline somebody is to pluck them, pop them, or tap them. But I bet you one good time somebody get knocked out one good time, they not gonna act like they don't have no sense. They're gonna learn. They're gonna realize, okay, if I told you that the stove was hot and you decided to touch the stove, now your finger has to be burnt off, and now you're gonna have to learn the lesson. And that's just what life is about, is lessons. Okay, so I just wanted to come on here. I wanted us to clear the air, because moving forward, we're gonna be worried about continuing to heal ourselves and drinking our water, and just making sure that we're happy and abundant, because it's just like nobody cares. I don't care, and I don't have to pretend. I've never been the type of person to pretend. Like, when you're in situations that you don't want to be in, of course, remember, keep it to a level of professionalism. Keep it to a level of professionalism. If you guys ever had a job before I became an entrepreneur, before I started to work for myself, I had to work for other people. There were times where I did not want to be in the work environments, because maybe the people, the environment, coworkers, whatever it was, management. I'm not allowing you to get to me here. That's what people have to realize. When you are very genuinely secure and aware of yourself, you're not allowing what other people do get to you. That's why it's like, if people are not going to come to you woman to woman, man to man, you don't have to confront issues. Like, I'm not confronting one-sided beef. I'm not confronting secret animosity, because a lot of times when you do try to confront people who do things intentionally and want a reaction out of you, they're going to lie anyways. Like, the reason why people lie and spread rumors and feel comfortable acting a certain type of way is because they carry themselves like that. And when you carry yourself like that and you don't know how to think about anybody other than yourself, you assume everybody else is like that. Like, when people were shady and aggressive, because I'm not denying that, like I said, I've never been bullied, but people do little stuff. I'm not confronting your one-sided beef. Like, you have a problem with me, and you really have a problem with God. Let's wake it up. You really have a problem with your ancestors. You really have a problem with the universe. You really have a problem with yourself. I don't need to confront you, because we're not friends. If people are not your friends, if people are not your family, if people don't finance you, feed you, they don't do anything positive, who are you supposed to be? Like, seriously. And if you are this person that I'm getting into and I'm grilling on you, you need to feel some type of way, because a hit dog is always going to holler. Like, it's nothing wrong with you being envious. There's nothing wrong with you having low self-esteem, but you're not going to continue to hurt and sabotage yourself and other people who are here to show you different outcomes, because at the end of the day, all of us are reflections. At the end of the day, when you see people, instead of getting envious of them, just realize, okay, if she is showing me that I could be this way, then there is possibility and there's hope that I too can have a similar experience. But going out your way to hurt and harm people who did nothing to you, sit down. Sit down. If not, universe, like I said, has a rude awakening way to humble people. And you don't know when you don't know when the block is going to be hot. You don't know when the block is going to be hot. You have no idea when the block is going to get hot. So if you be outside, you be outside. You guys, I got my red cup, but I got water in it. Okay. We turning up. It's about to be springtime. It's about to be summertime. Like, that's not what we need to be focusing on. So I'm going to make this video. If you guys are ready to be active, if you guys are ready to be in the field, if you guys are continue to like focus on our goals, because it's like we suffered already. Like, how much more suffering, how many more hard times, how many trials and tribulations? Like, move forward. When you learn to let go of every single thing and everything, I promise you guys from experience, it gets so much better, and you just learn to be so much more grateful. You just learn to be so much more appreciative. And not just that, once you realize certain people are like shady, or because my thing is, the reason why I've never addressed certain people who did slick things or behind my back is because you don't even have the courage to come up to me as a person. I would have so much respect for if you sat here and told me to my face. People are not even going to sit here and tell you to your face. And even if they do, if they can't tell you why, it's really no point. Like, if you're not going to get to know somebody, if somebody doesn't like you and they don't get to know you, what's the point of understanding, like, let people be haters. Let people be miserable by themselves. But don't be going back and forth with people. Like, people are not important. And I'm tired of you all. It's a lot of my younger subscribers. Like, the young lady, she was 19. But 19, 20, black, white, Asian, hey, gay, them. Don't nobody have time. Nobody has time. You need to start letting people know they are not important. And if they were important, like I said, they're going to watch what they say to you. They're going to think about how your feelings are. They're not going to be selfish. They're not going to be egotistical. They're not going to be prideful. If something happens, they're going to apologize. They're going to continue to work on themselves. Yes, this doesn't mean that people don't deserve grace. Yes, this doesn't mean that people have to learn and things take time, because they do, but it's not going to be a continuous issue. If something is continuing and it's not changing, you have to leave it alone. So don't be out here stressing and depressing over people, placing things who don't want to change and who don't see any wrong in what they do. Okay, if you have questions, comments, concerns, give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure to comment down below. Make sure to subscribe. I love you guys, and make sure you guys follow me on Instagram and on TikTok, because that's where I'll be going on live until we reach our goal here on YouTube, until we get to 1,000 followers, which we will soon. Then I'll be able to answer any common questions. And yeah, if you guys want a service where the energy is more, relaxed and more intimate, head to my website at TyGuidanceForSummer.com. But what other people do is not a reflection of you. If they don't have nothing nice to say, you don't need to pay them no mind, because it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. Like, why are you worried about people who don't do anything for you? And that's your homework assignment. If you're new here, in these videos are usually different, or this one's different, but I'm challenging you to let me know in the comment section. If people don't finance you, if people don't feed you, if people don't pour into you, if people don't make sure you have a roof over your head, if people don't make you feel good about yourself, if people don't allow you to take up space, if people are envious of you, why are you worried about them? And why do you care? Oh, because it's my mom, it's my brother. You need to learn how to see people for who they are and not who you want them to be, because in the end, you're only going to feel disappointed, and I'm going to leave it at that, okay? I love you, bye.